Greetings, wanderers. Welcome to Echoes from the Loam. In the quiet corners of British folklore, there's a figure who doesn't chase, doesn't speak, doesn't bleed. He simply appears where he shouldn't be. Behind the frost on a window pane, in the corner of a nursery, at the edges of a mirror. The Hollowman has no face, no voice, no soul. He's not a ghost, but an absence. A shape that wears what's left of you when you're gone. Tonight we'll follow the tale of a village that tried to forget him and paid the toll. So listen closely, lock your doors, and say your prayers. This is the Hollowman. The town of Wetherby Hollow does not mark time by calendars. It marks time by absences. Every full moon, one soul vanishes. No blood or struggles. Just a name no longer spoken. A chair left empty. A door that stays shut. The ritual of it begins at dusk. The bell tolls once. A deep, resonant note that rolls across the valley like a warning too old to ignore. The windows are shuttered with salt-soaked timber, and lanterns are lit in a precise pattern. 3 to the north, 3 to the south, 2 to the east, and none facing west. Children are kept indoors, their rhymes whispered into jars of river clay and sealed with wax. He walks where moonlight dares not fall. No face to name, no voice to call. One soul he takes, then fades from sight. A hollow hush beneath the night. The old oak tree in the square bears a crimson ribbon tied tightly around the trunk. Always red, always the same knot. No one speaks of the faceless man. Not because they've forgotten, but because remembering hurts. He's not a ghost, not a legend. He is certainty. A presence felt in the stillness between footsteps, in the way the dogs bark until midnight, and in the frost that forms only on the inside of the glass. He comes when the moon is full. He walks the lanes with no sound, no scent, no shadow. And when the sun rises, someone else is gone. And tonight, the bell tolled. The moon hangs low and swollen, casting a pale rot over the rooftops. Its light does not illuminate, it exposes. Every cracked tile, every warped doorframe, every place where something might hide. In the attic of the old postmaster's house, dust has settled thick as ash. No one goes up there, not since the last full moon, not since the boy that vanished. But tonight the hatch is open, the ladder extended, and on the floorboards, a single footprint, bare and damp. The faceless man does not knock, does not break locks or force entry. He just appears where he shouldn't be, in the corner of a nursery, at the edges of a mirror, behind the frost on a window pane. Always still, always watching, though he has no eyes to speak of. Mrs. Lyle swears she saw him at the last moonrise, standing in her garden beneath the apple tree, his head tilted as if he was listening, but there was no sound, only the apples falling one by one. The town keeps records, names and dates, but no one writes down what they see, because to describe him is to invite him, and to name him is to be taken. Tonight the attic hatch is open. The lanterns are lit, not for light or for warmth, but remembrance. Each flame marks the names, those taken, those forgotten, those never found. They burn in silence. No one speaks as they're placed. To speak is to break the pattern, and broken patterns invite him. The townsfolk all move like shadows, slow and measured, eyes downcast. They carry salt in their pockets, iron nails in their sleeves, and a single red thread tied around the wrist. Children are kept beneath blankets stitched with ash and rosemary, and doors are marked with soot and bone. And at midnight, the watch begins. 3 are chosen each full moon, but not volunteers, never volunteers. Their names are drawn from the old ledger, written in an ink that fades with each generation. Tonight is the turn of the vicar, the baker's eldest son, and the widow from the edge of town. They stand in the square, lanterns in hand, facing outwards. They don't move, they don't speak, they don't blink. If the lantern flickers, they don't look away. If the wind shifts, they don't turn. If they hear footsteps, they do not run. Because the faceless man does not chase. He chooses. And when the sun rises, the lanterns will still be burning, save for one. The lanterns burn low the next morning. The vicar is missing. His lantern still stands at the square, flame extinguished, glass unbroken, but he is gone. No scream, no struggle, just absent. The kind of absence that stains. The widow swears she saw him just before the hour turned. Not the vicar, the other, the Hollowman. Standing behind the lantern, head tilted, arms slack. His face was smooth as candle wax, but something moved beneath it. Not features, but something else, pressing outwards, trying to form a mouth. She didn't run, she couldn't. Her legs had locked, her breath had vanished, and in that moment, she understood. He does not take the body, he takes the self, the shape of you, the weight of your name, the echo of your voice. He hollows you out and wears what remains. The vicar's house is still warm. His coat still hangs by the door, but the mirror in his hallway no longer reflects the room. It shows something else now, a corridor of red ribbons, and behind it, a figure, faceless, but watching. The widow has not spoken since. The baker's son had found her at dawn, standing in the chapel, hands covered in soot, eyes wide and dry. She'd written on the wall. The message was simple, 4 words. He wears what's left. Dawn breaks over Weatherby Hollow with a light too pale to be trusted. The sun rises, but warmth does not follow. Shadows stretch longer than they should, and the mist clings to the ground like regret. The lanterns at the crossroads are still burning, save for the vicar's. His name is not spoken, his house not entered. His belongings remain untouched, as if to disturb them would be to disturb something deeper. The townsfolk gather in silence, not to mourn. Mourning is forbidden. To mourn is to remember, and to remember is to invite. Instead, they perform the toll. Each person walks the chapel path alone, carrying a single object, something once touched by the taken: a glove, a prayer book, a lock of hair. And they're placed in the hollow beneath the altar, where the stone is cracked. No one knows what lies beneath, and no one asks. The widow walks last. Her hands are bare. Her eyes are dry, and she carries nothing but a ribbon, red, frayed, tied in the same knot as the one on the old oak tree. She kneels before the altar and whispers something that no one hears. That night, the mirror in the vicar's hallway shatters, not from impact but from pressure, as if something inside had been trying to get out. The shards fall in a perfect circle, and in the centre, a single footprint, bare and damp. The townsfolk do not repair the mirror, they don't sweep the glass. They just board up the house and mark the door with soot and bone, and the ledger is updated. The Hollowman does not speak, does not scream, he does not chase. He chooses. And when the moon rises again, the bell will toll. The town does not speak of what was lost. They speak in symbols now. In ribbons tied to trees, in lanterns left burning, in mirrors turned to face the wall. The ledgers bear the names, only single lines drawn in red ink that never seems to dry. Children are taught the rhyme before they learn prayers, not to recite but to remember, to fear. He walks where moonlight does not fall. No face to name, no voice to call. One soul he takes, then fades from sight, a hollow hush beneath the night. The moon will rise again, and when it does, he will come. He will choose, he will take, and the bell will toll. And there the tale ends for now, but the echoes will always remain. If you've enjoyed your stay here in my domain, leave your mark, a review, a whisper, a 5-star sigil. Until next time, wanderers, I've been Fauna Blakewell, and you've been changed forever.